I'm Marianne Stanke, and I'm the artist who is on display right now at the Franciscan Spirituality Center. And the first thing I would like to do is thank the center for featuring local artists because we work pretty hard. I'm a printmaker, and a printmaker uses inks and has to have a printing plate to make their images. And I do, there's all kinds of printmaking. There's um, linoleum blocks, there's lithographs, there's etchings, and I do collagraphs. Collagraph, the word collagraph is a combination of graph, which is print, and kala from collage. So my plate is a collage made, and there's textures on here. But what I use to collage, instead of gluing things on, which a lot of people do for a collagraph, I smear on joint compound, a building, part of the building process for drywall. And I smear the joint compound on, and then I only have about a half an hour, but I draw into it with different texture tools. And that's how I create the images. Then I have to let it dry and then seal it with varnish. And then I put the ink on, the color. And this is one of my printing plates. And when I put the ink on, I can put it on in certain places, and then I wipe it off and it stays in the grooves. It also kind of tints the joint compound that's on there, and that's the finished plate. I think the plates are almost as beautiful as the print. This is the print from this plate, and you'll probably notice it's reversed because when I put this down on the paper, oops, that was going to be another print. When I put this down on the paper, it reverses. And then when I take it off, it's this beautiful print. I have a press that's pretty big, and I turn it, and it really puts lots of pressure on, which is how the ink comes from the plate to the piece of paper. That's my technique. My prints in this exhibit are about pollinators. And 4 years ago, No Mow May started in the country, and La Crosse participated. And I think I read there were 1,500 houses or residents in La Crosse that participated that first year, so it's pretty popular. And you just let your lawn grow. You don't mow it for the month of May. And what happens is all those nice dandelions and weeds come up that the pollinators love. And they're just emerging too from the winter. And they need something, so they are able to participate in your lawn being part of their breakfast. So that's been going on for, well, 3 years, 4 years in La Crosse. And this year they've changed. Instead of No Mow May, it's called Grow Green. And I believe you can go to the site and get a poster to put in your yard if you're going to participate. Or you can use the sign from last year that says No Mow May. Or you can make your own sign if you're participating during this month of May in letting your lawn go. So I was encouraged by the pollinators. I just love them. And so I started making art about the pollinators. And of course, the honeybee is one of the most important, I think, pollinators. And we have lots of honeybees in our area. And they nest usually kind of in the ground under leaves. That's why part of No Mow May, you might say, in the fall, it's called Leave the Leaves. Don't get rid of your leaves. Let your leaves lay on your gardens because the bees find their homes in there. And when you start to see the bees emerging in May, then you can rake your leaves if you want. But wait, because that's their home. This print is not a collagraph. This print is called, it's a trace monoprint. Monoprint, mono meaning one. So I would get one print when I do this. that would look just like this. And in a trace monoprint, I ink up the plate, and then I put the piece of paper, and the paper I use is real thin. It's a Japanese paper. And I put it on top, and then I draw, and I use a really sharp pencil, and I draw all the lines. And when I pick up that piece of paper, the ink that was on the plate transfers, and that's the black ink. Then you can see there's some color added to this. I add the color using watercolor from the back, and it comes through that thin paper and shows up in different places. That's what I love about printmaking. There's so many different ways that you can do prints and make prints. And this also is one of my, this one's called Busy Bee. I ended up drawing a bee and putting that bee right in the middle of this big dandelion. But if you could get real close to this, you can see the textures that are in here. And this is from my No Mow May series of what your lawn looks like when you haven't mowed it, how it's grown very long. So if you come to the center, you can see during the month of May, you come to the Franciscan Spirituality Center, and you can see my work. And next month, there will be another artist that will be featured. And as I said before, I'm just so thankful that the center is doing this for us local artists.